to 3 here on Ilios. First two stages wins the map, thus the set. Let's get into it, Ilios. Beautiful. Titan of Bravos in the background there as well. See what these teams want to run, and it does seem like we've got very similar compositions. 3 tanks, 3 supports. Let's slug it out.
Houston may be regretting the decision to go aggressive damage dealers in the past. Looks like they're just going to stick to their guns. They have been doing well enough playing in the 3-3 kind of setup. Now it's just about who's going to flinch, who's going to make the mistake that's going to cost them. Well, we talked a little bit about this, Boston lacking a little bit of experience here on the main stage, whereas Houston is a team of veterans. Houston perhaps counting on that to win out, but the Note has got something to say. Muma and Rock is dead.
So far, better trades for Boston to be able to take on those key figures. 3 on the point. They're trying to get the progress done and take control of the point, start counting up percentage, but Boston has something else to say about it. They will evict them off their control point and will start counting percentage of their own.
This is exciting. This is great. Because Houston, this is the redemption story for Houston. They lost on map 5 last time. This week, can they get it done this time around? Boston now, they've got ults online. Fusion's surprisingly far off the Shatter, but Aim God and Baze. Now we've got the support ultimates coming here for Boston Uprising, going to make them very tough to take down, so they should have an edge in this fight. Houston Outlaws right now just kind of poking, trying to figure out if they can get in here, and then Muma gets bored with all that story, and he decides he wants to smack somebody in the face with his hammer, and there it is. Dante just throwing out the grab. Trance is through, however, from Aim God, keeping his teammates alive. Raucus is dead, and Muma just decides to go for the hero shatter. That's not gonna work. Boink eliminated, and Boston hold.
Aim God has been absolutely nutty for this Boston Uprising roster. He was on the roster last year, but in a secondary role. They traded away the player he's replacing, and now he's stepped in the lineup, and he's living up to his name. The reason they have Transcendence there is because he's able to do so much damage, able to hit those orbs from long distance. Aim God, a literal Aim God.
He's doubling Raucus' damage right now, just to point out. So Aim God is definitely hitting shots. Raucus is going to have to play catch up, and Raucus, he gets clipped down to half HP. That's going to be Boink committing in with the sound barrier. Counter sound barrier coming through. Axiom, however, his grab gets eaten up by Coolmat. Big ultimate thrown out the window for nothing.
Meanwhile, though, Boston's still accruing percentage on the point. If they win this fight, they very well will take the stage. Now back and forth. Boink is going to knock Aim God over the edge, and Houston might just have the horses to finish out this capture.
Oh, he gets the knee back on him. Okay, then, no, never give up without a fight, and it'll be going Houston's way. But 89% for Boston Uprising. One good fight for them, and that's going to be it. They'll take the lead on this last map. Houston Outlaws now on them to stand strong here.
Got a lot of tools to do it too. Fusions could put his stamp on this match if he hits a really nice shatter. Him versus Muma in the Shatter Wars yet again. They're gonna kick it off with Rally.
Oh, Shatter thrown out by Fusions, connects with one. No follow-up possible though by the looks of things, and the Rally is out for Linkser, beefing up the rest of his team. Shatter not going to find anybody. Kellick's actually going to get focused, but he should not die. Coolmat not going to be able to confirm that kill. Coolmat, you got to watch your back. You got to watch the rest of your team. They're all dying. Boston Uprising right now looking fantastic.
Kellick's gonna return the favor, knock Raucus off of the edge, and now desperation time for Houston. They've got a Diva in position on the lower part of the map to try to get there in touch, but he's gonna be focused down quickly.
Body blocked, not gonna get in here quick. Eliminated immediately, the trance is thrown in. They're going for a ride, and that doesn't matter because now Boston Uprising are looking very good here to close it out. All about finding the kills. Muma and Coolmat both dead. It should only be a matter of time now for Boston Uprising to take the lead on the final map of this series, and sure enough, they will. First point goes to Boston.
You can be as veteran as you want in the Overwatch League, but if the Houston Outlaws aren't sweating now, I don't know when they will, because they got reverse swept in their first match. Now we're in map 5. Starting off the year with 2 to 3 losses would be absolutely gut-wrenching.
It would be brutal for a team of Houston Outlaws caliber. Not the start that they envisioned, but for Boston Uprising, I mean, it's just last season all over again. They have a system on that team, and it just seems to work. They are taking the fight and performing versus the top teams in the league. Now, however, they're in position to win this match point for Boston Uprising, and the man in question there, Aim God. definitely living up to his name.
He has played so well. In the few times he was able to play last year, he was actually putting up better numbers than the person who was starting in front of him instead. But now, for all the marbles for Boston, we're gonna head to the well. We like to call it the murder hole, because there's a giant hole in the middle of the map you can get knocked down into, and you're not coming back up.
Linkser nearly died there. AimGod nearly clipped him in the first round. That would have been sick. AimGod already up to 21% on his trance just because of that. Sick progress on his part, but Houston Outlaws point has become active, and now it's the fight, and AimGod, oh, he gets yanked into Oblivion. Boomer puts him out of his misery. AimGod is out of it. Now Boston down a man, and this is gonna get real tough for him. Axiom nearly gets plummeted as well, but it's looking like they will have to back off here, Boston, and go for the reset. Liking the change of strategy here from Houston Outlaws, getting the McCree into the fight.
A couple of heroes we have not seen in the match yet today. Orisa is what Muma is playing. Giant quadruped with a really nice shield, but you saw the ability to pull someone with your halt ability right into the hole. This is one of the matches and stages she's used on most often. And of course, Linkser, it's as simple as it gets. A cowboy with a 6-shooter does a lot of damage.
It's worth keeping an eye on. Muma, with that halt, it's like a miniature grab. We're talking a lot about Graviton. These are the Zarya ultimate abilities. Linkser's got that on cooldown. So keep an eye out. Right now it's gonna be Linkser moving through, just fanning the hammer, trying to find a kill. Turns out it's the rest of his team that are gonna die, though. That's not gonna help things here for him. Well, never mind.
Muma gets another kill into the hole. That's 2 yoinks, 2 halts right into the hole, drops him down into Oblivion as they're getting to about 50% here. It has been all Houston on this stage of Ilios.
Targets are dying and Boston are dying, and right now they're at 50% for the Houston Outlaws. So 50% and climbing, and now we have the great stall abilities as well. High Noon, you can just throw that out there and force Boston to take cover.
See if he gets any value out of this Deadeye. Targets heroes, able to eliminate them immediately once their icon turns to a skull. It's a difficult ult to use.
Difficult positioning, but with the sound barrier out now, exactly, he's got the bit of a buff on the HP. He's gonna make it more difficult to kill him. And you can see Boston Uprising all have to hide around the corner. If they show themselves, they can get picked off. As soon as it wears off though, Boston Uprising now straight onto the point, looking for the fight, and again, a key player getting chucked into the murder hole. Axiom is out of it. Fusions goes primal, trying to bring it back. They need to find a kill quick here, Boston. Houston, however, oh, there it is again, boy, ruthless.
Boink
3 kills, 3 kills. Oh, nearly another one, Muma. He just doesn't stop.
Some of these guys have been doubly dead. They get boinked and then they also get halted into the hole as well. Boston's done nothing on this stage. That nothingness will continue. And you know what, Semler? It's been a great match. It would be unfitting if we didn't go to map 3 of Ilios to decide it all.
That's it. No further can we go, Hex. This is where it all gets settled. Who's going home with the W and who's going home with the L? Still impressed and glad to see that Linkser is able to show us what he's capable of. Only the 1 kill though. But really it's just about the damage, the constant damage output on that McCree.
You have to worry about it as well. It slows down a team's ability to dive on you, because if Winston jumps in, McCree's got a flashbang, which is going to stun you, and then you're just dead. So you can't jump in, mess around, and jump out. He's very good at stopping aggression from opposing teams.
This time, however, on a map that we're used to seeing a lot of Widow on, it's not looking like we're going to get that show from Linkser this time around. It is going to be a mirror match by the looks of things. Nope. Muma on the Winston, and Fusion's on the Rhine.
Okay. I doubt Boston's ever going to go towards the right side, given how many environmental deaths they took last match.
Those environmental deaths, it'll come back to bite you. Boston, you just got to shake it off. Got to shake it off, get focused up here. Now or never, this is it. So, note, kind of hanging out on the edges, looking for those squishies. If he can find one of the supports out of position, he's looking to pounce. Has to keep an eye on his team as well. AimGod will get topped up again. Coolmat dangerously low. Coolmat team-macked immediately, though. This is big for Boston. This should set them up to pick up the first control, and sure enough, the kill on Dante is certainly going to help things.
Boink with a couple of kills, trying to bring his team back, but he's the only one on the board. It will be Boston Uprising eventually taking first point, and Boink with a late death means that they're going to have to take some time before they can recontest. Right now, though, nearing ultimate phase of the game, Muma's going to switch off of Winston onto Reinhardt, an entirely different style of play. It seems like we're nearing a Graviton surge for the Uprising. Axiom at 80%, Dante only nearing 40 now, so big advantage for Boston.
They have got it exactly in fusions. He is not afraid to just throw the Shatter out there if he sees it. Muma, having switched to the Rhine now, he has to worry about that shield. But still, Boston going to put up a fight for every inch, not going to let Houston Outlaws get onto the point for free. And now Fusion's just waiting for a target to present itself.
So tense right now. AimGod's trying to stay as far away from this team as possible in case they get shattered. Here comes the Graviton. Is there any follow-up for it?
Counter grab gets thrown in. Transcendence thrown into the mix as well by Raucus, trying to keep his teammates up. The sound barrier is up as well. Kellick's going to counter that with the sound barrier of his own. This is all about timing. Both of the Rhines out of the fight. Fusions didn't even get to use his shatter. So they're both out of the mix. 5-on-5 right now. Still, the fight continues with the supports so good right now, keeping their team up. Dante still looking for an angle to make the grab work, and exactly hides it behind the pillar. Gonna bring a couple targets into it, and Axiom, the focus fire is too good. He can't survive. Houston Outlaws now with the edge.
The longer, slower, more drawn out this fight is, the happier Boston is, because they are in control of the point right now. Look at that percent, keeps going up. Boston's happy to just hang out and trade all day.
They're doing a great job of stalling this out. 81% and counting now for Boston Uprising. The kills finally go Houston's way, and that's going to be it. Finally, Houston will take control. 86% for Boston Uprising. This is very similar to the first point of Ilios. One good fight for Boston now, and they could be walking away with the win tonight.
Houston's also in a very good spot ultimate-wise. It'll be interesting to see if Boston wants to try to just bait them into using abilities and fight next time, or really commit to this. We're going to see based on the ultimate usage for Boston. If they start committing check marks, then they're in it to win it.
They're really in there. Dante, though, with this high ground, he's just pumping damage in. Pumat's going to help out here. Have this! Self-destruct, not going to find a kill, but still sowing chaos in the back ranks for Boston. And Boston, quick reset here. Get out of dodge. AimGod with the parting shot on Linkser, but they're going to get chased all the way back to their shuttle.
I'm not in love with that Transcendence there. I thought the fight had already over. You only need one. Might as well accrue all of those resources possible, but AimGod is getting his ultimate ability up once every minute, so why not? Next fight, we could see finally Boston utilize a Graviton Surge into a self-destruct. Can they combo it to win the series?
They're on the point now. But again, it's on Houston Outlaws to keep contesting it. Houston Outlaws going to try and draw this out as best they can. There's the grab, self-destruct, throw it right above it. No, going to be looking for the bubble. He's only going to find Linkser. Good timing there from Raucus and everybody involved. Boink as well, keeping his team alive, but Muma's going to get pinned up against the wall. The sound barrier from Kellich just making it too hard to take down the Boston Uprising. Boston Uprising right on the edge now of flipping the point. They're doing the best they can to stall it out, Houston, but it's not going to be good enough. 90% now for Boston Uprising. Match point.
Can Houston even get back to touch the point? There is a Brigitte rotating around that I don't think they saw. Going to get on the point. Fusions is up front to stop everybody else, but that's it! Boston Uprising pulls off Ilios, pulls off map 5, pulls off the victory over the Houston Outlaws.
Linkser, just both hands to the face, can't believe it. Houston Outlaws with a very difficult start to the season. Boston Uprising, though, excellent performance versus the NYXL, and a win here today versus the Houston Outlaws. Nobody can underestimate this team now. They are true monsters.
Their only loss to the NYXL so far, 1-1, and I think this is how Boston wants to start the season. Let's just stick around. Let's keep our heads above water. We'll get players back. Maybe we'll make some moves. Maybe we'll make some trades. But right now, the Boston Uprising, yet again, they rebuilt the roster. People underestimate them. You gotta be done underestimating the Boston Uprising.
They have too many weapons on this team. Fusions with the calls and the aggression. AimGod hitting shots left, right, and center. Truly impressive stuff here from Boston, and a well-deserved win for them. But we're now going to hand it over to our sideline reporter, Mika Burton. I believe she has an interview ready with Fusions himself.
Thanks, guys. We got Fusions here on the floor. Give it up for Fusions, you guys. That's right. All right, so your impressive tank play and your shot calling has helped lead Boston to victory today. How does it feel going from contenders to having so much responsibility now?
It's such a big difference. Playing on top of this stage is just something else, but playing with the players at the Overwatch League level, it's really, like, you learn a lot really quickly, and just being able to play in front of everyone here has just been so cool.
Well, it's been cool watching you. I know that everybody who's been watching at home has been impressed. I know that the casters have been impressed. And next week, you're going to be going up against Shanghai and the recently traded Gamsu. So how do you feel going tank v tank? Is there a little bit of more pressure to perform there?
Well, there's a bit of rivalry between my team and theirs, obviously, because of Gamsu being on Shanghai now. But we're just going to give it our best shot and prepare as much as we can for them like we did for today, and hopefully we can get another win.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. And back to the casters.